here I am in the space Carl Cox villa, all of it. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just so we're clear at the outset, this isn't mine. I would love it nothing more than for even like an inch of this to be mine, but it's something that the club provides, and it's very, very welcomed. I think one of the benefits of this villa, obviously, because it's so big, I mean, I don't know how many bedrooms it is, but it's beautiful and it's so comfortable and oddly homely, because it's got like some lady that does people's washing and ironing, because a lot of the DJs are on the road and they come in for a gig, and it's nice for someone to kind of wash your undies, like quite literally. But you know, and someone makes the food and the Coxie's at the top of the table, but the DJs come in and, like, you know, you get to hang out with and become friends with them, like Pam Potter here today, and Adam Bayer, everybody kind of comes through and we all sit around the table, we all eat together, we all kind of hang out and take it easy and exchange music, and it does become, like you said, a nice community, and you become friends. And I think this is where you do build a bit of a camaraderie, and that's what the revolution is all about, and it starts in that kitchen. The operation with Dave and Lynn and everybody that works with and for Carl Cox is just immense. That all the kind of headaches that I've experienced in the past, the conversations I'm not going to go down, they just don't exist. So you literally can book the DJs, organise a little bit of production, and everything else, you know, is absolutely nailed, like nowhere else. It's as good as it gets, you know. So you really do get the opportunity to just have fun, and you've kind of got the holy grail of being a promoter DJ, whereas you can turn up, play and have fun, and everything's done for you. What I've learned from Coxie, you know, what I've learned about Coxie, which a lot of people don't know, and I'll say what I've learned from Coxie, is he's unbelievably astute. He doesn't, you know, obviously he's got this kind of really friendly demeanour, and he's happy, and everyone knows he rocks it and all that, but he's really sharp, and he doesn't miss anything. He really keeps his eyes and ears open at all times, and you think he's not paying attention, but he is. Which you don't realise that does keep you on your toes. But there's one thing that I've learned about him, and it's really important to give your 100% into every gig that you do. I mean, I always have, but more so after seeing Carl, because, you know, we're both got a similar outlook on DJing. You know, even if there's one person at the party, one person's paid to get in, they are going to get the full show. They're going to get the full respect that they deserve. Now, if they've worked all week to get their €20 to get in, you know, they deserve the most amount of respect in the club. So that's one thing I've picked up from Cox over the years. And also, you know, just be open-minded about music. If it makes you feel good, play it. Yeah. So I've learnt a lot of other things as well. Mainly how to cook prawns, but I don't need them anymore. But he's a master at that too. I think when I DJ, I do get into kind of certain states of mind, but I can jump on at any time. But to get in that kind of area where you're really thinking about what you're going to play, the way I like to DJ is I'm always 3, 4, 5, 6 records ahead. But because I'm massively into the technical side of things as well, you know, I'm always spinning 3 or 4 decks, and I don't use a computer, and I've got my loops going, and everything's kind of live, and it could go wrong at any moment. When it does connect, and you play the right record, and it goes off, and you've done the kind of right manoeuvre to get there, the right trick, and you've not overcooked it, and all the kind of the perfect storm happens in brief just for that particular mix, and it goes off. That's why I get physical. I mean, not, you know, I feel, you know, you've seen me. I jump. I kind of get into it. My arms in the air, and you know, I'm really enjoying the music. At least, or if not more, as the people on the dance floor. You know, primarily for me, the only thing that really kind of affords me a living is DJing. Everything else are kind of extended hobbies, but I really am emotionally attached to them as well. of course, Circus, the record label Circus Recordings as well, which I'm really getting into. It was just a kind of casual hobby, you know, putting out my music a few years ago, but now I like to think it's getting to a place where it's like a proper record label. You know, it's rubbing shoulders with the labels that I've aspired to be on and be like a few years ago, which is great. Obviously, the Circus events have been going for 13 years, and which are successful, you know, in Liverpool and London, and amazingly in Manchester, doing unbelievable when we do one in Manchester and Barcelona, and we've done tours in other places. I'm producing my own music as well, and I'm not one of those people that kind of knocks together a few ideas and then gets someone else to do it and then says it's my music. I'm not into that, but I have to be creative. I have to sit there and kind of write from start to finish and try to get out what I'm trying to say, which is always something different. I don't know if you've listened to my music from one track to the next one. It's always, one's a song, one's a blistering techno record. They've all got the heartbeats of house like into them, but I just literally, when I sit in the studio, I come up with an idea or a direction and just follow it, you know, aimlessly sometimes. I think that the island's changed over the years, but I think obviously I've grown up over the years, so my requirements from this island have changed. My requirements used to be go to as many clubs as I could and get as wrecked as I could for as long as possible, which is, it's a solid requirement. You know, and I suppose it still is in some ways, but these days, you know, because of what we mentioned before, I'm so focused on so many different things and touring more than ever, you know, that, you know, having the opportunity to go out and go to as many clubs as you want in Ibiza and to go and get wrecked and go to these after parties and all that, which is so fun. I just can't. Like tonight, I come in a couple of hours ago. Like I said, I've been sleeping in the sun just to try and get some sleep, and then I'm out at 10 o'clock in the morning. So that said, it's not like I'm not actually in paradise, you know. Cause I'm sure you're going to get some shots at the villa we mentioned before. It's. I come up here and I think, oh, I'm landlocked. I'm a bit stuck. I wish I can get out and just be able to go to the shop, but then I'm here thinking, fuck that, because it's just the nicest place ever. So yeah, I don't know. Like I say, things change. I've definitely changed. I'd want to go out more, but I just can't seem to muster the time, which is a bit of a shame. The ultimate thing is possibly the best ever thing to happen in Ibiza of all time, and a lot of people don't realise that. You know, with all the clubs and, you know, the history here, and, you know, everything that's happened. The important thing is my son took his first steps here. We'll go and get some shots of it in a bit, but it was just magical because me and my wife were just playing with him, and then he stood up and just went, think, only one step, you only need one, and it blew our minds just to watch him go. And now he's like the road runner. So, you know, it's hard keeping up with him, but it's so good watching him go. He loves it. He literally runs down the street and into the road, and it's quite hard to literally. I'm gonna have to get some reins or something, but it's nothing better than watching. It's nothing better than watching your son or your, you know, daughter take their first step, and in such an amazing place as well.